What's going on, guys? Anyone see me? It's my first YouTube live stream. Gotta charge my battery. Hold on. Can you guys hear me? Just had to hook up the charger. All right, cool. Thanks for letting me know. All right, awesome. All right. Yeah, they made it so complicated. It's really annoying. I was trying to set up this encoding software. Hey, Glock and Roll, how's it going? How's weather over there in Oregon? Is it rainy? Pretty cool. Yeah, it's cold and clear here too. Just had a front come through. There was a nor'easter last night and very windy. Now it's dropped down to like probably 30s already now. So should be interesting. I tried to set up an encoding software so I could share my screen and stuff, so it's not just like me talking, but it's just so complicated to use. They changed up the whole system, I think. So it's like, oh, you got the fire going? That's awesome. That's awesome. How does that softwood burn? It burns pretty good. Because I know you're out there in Oregon, so I figure probably not many hardwoods, right? Fir, that's pretty cool. Okay. Burns good, that's good. Yeah, there's not much fir around here. Mostly hardwoods and some white pine. So, what do you guys want to talk about? You want me to just start rambling about something I want to talk about, or you got any questions? I think maybe I was going to do like a Q&A or something. All right. I wanted to share the screen with you guys because I had some cool information, but I got to practice a little more with this, get better with it. Maybe next time I'll have I should be able to share the screen. But yeah, I wanted to talk about the Little Ice Age. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of it or not. It's pretty cool. The if you do a Google search on the Little Ice Age, it's pretty interesting. It was like a cooling period in the Middle Ages from like 1400 to 1600. They don't know exactly what caused it, but they say like the global temperatures dropped. I think on average it was like a couple of degrees. And yeah, so the Little Ice Age was pretty crazy. If you guys ever get bored, you should definitely read about it. They said that in 1677, the river in London froze over, and they say that there was just a lot of freezes in the summertime, and it was like a cooling spell. That's right, Frank. Yes, I was going to get to that. That's exactly what I was going to get to. So yeah, we're supposed to be approaching like a solar minimum. It's if you guys don't know, there's like sun cycles, which they alternate like every 10 or 12 years, and they go like up and down. It's like it has to do with the solar cycle. There's like a 12-year cycle, so the sunspots go up and down. And when it's a minimum is when the sun is not as active. So a lot of people think that means that the climate's going to go, down and temperatures are going to drop. So we could potentially be heading for a little ice age. I don't know. Some people think that. I wish I could share the screen so I could show you guys the evidence of it and stuff like that, and some of the information. I got my scanner on right now, listening to my local frequencies. This is my Yaesu VX6R. So I'm just listening to local police, see what's going on tonight. It's Friday night. Yeah, so yeah, we could be heading for a grand minimum, and it should be interesting to see what happens the next couple of years. See if the winters get a little cooler. Oh, Frank says it lasts more than 12 years. Oh, really? I didn't know that about the gold rush. That's pretty interesting. I know there was the year without a summer. I don't know if that's what you're talking about. That was like 1819 or something like that. Let me look that up real quick. Oh, 1816, year without a summer. It's caused by the eruption of Mount Tambora. It's pretty interesting. Yeah, it's. I have a feeling the winter's going to be bad this year. I just have a feeling. I don't know. I don't know if you guys feel the same way. Yeah, we had like that cold day in September. A lot of acorns. That's funny. That's interesting. I didn't really notice that. A Year Without a Summer was in 1816. And let's see what happened with that. It says here. In May of 1816, frost killed off most crops in the higher elevations in Massachusetts, New Hampshire, Vermont, upstate New York. On June 6th, snow fell in Albany, New York. It says here, Cape May, New Jersey, frost was reported 5 nights in a row in late June, causing extensive crop damage. It's pretty crazy. That's from the volcanic eruptions. Yeah. Sounds right. In the 1800s. Yeah, so I got some of my winter gear ready to go. I got my snowshoes and snow clothes and everything else in case it gets bad. If there's a bad storm or something. All right, cool. Thanks. Awesome. I always like to read about stuff like that. It's really cool. So yeah, North Korea fired off some missiles today, and yesterday too. I don't know if you guys caught that or not. What's up, Richard? How's it going? Richard of Danbury. Danbury's not too far. It's pretty dead in here today. No one here. Just a couple of people. Oh, your cousin's in South Korea. What is he doing there? Is he in the military? Danbury Mall sucks, man. I hate that mall. Yeah, it used to be a lot worse back in the day. Now it's a lot more calm. Used to be a lot of sketchy characters there. Back when I was a bouncer. Oh, Chuck's Steakhouse. You've been there? Yeah, I know exactly where that is. Haven't actually been to Chuck's Steakhouse. Got to check it out. I drove by like 2 weeks ago, and I was thinking about stopping in. Oh, ballet. Oh, that's pretty cool. That's a pretty cool thing to do. It's pretty interesting. South Korea or North Korea's ratcheting up the tensions again. I didn't really expect that, actually. I didn't expect North Korea to do that. Oh, you told her not to go to South Korea? Yeah, I don't blame you. But South Korea is supposed to be a really nice country, right? It's very modern and it's supposed to be like total opposite of North Korea. I'm sure it's probably a fun place to be if you're younger. Glock and roll. It's that you moved here at 4 years old. You mean you moved to Oregon, right? From Englewood? Yeah, Stu Leonard's. Stu Leonard's. I know Stu Leonard's for sure. Definitely. That's my stomping grounds. South Korea looks like a really nice country, actually. Oh wow! So how many years ago would that be, if you don't mind me asking you? How many years since you've been back east? Oh wow! So you haven't been to the east at all since at all? Wow, 48 years. That's a long time. It's so funny how we live in like a country, and like many times, like you live in one part of the country and you've never even seen another part of the country at all. It's pretty weird how that works. Like, must be something here in our country, because I guess it's bigger. But yeah, Richard, anything on the agenda? Yeah, I was going to discuss a couple things, but I don't know how many people are here, so I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I don't know if I just want to chat with you guys a little bit for a few minutes. Hi, Vanessa. How's it going? Oh, you've been to every state except 5. Which states did you not visit? Yeah, Richard, we were just talking about the little ice age and the grand minimum that we may be heading into, and potentially cooling down the temperatures. I'm having tech problems. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. I had problems trying to set it up, so it doesn't surprise me at all. Wow. I really want to go to Montana and South Dakota. Actually, Vanessa, I was planning on going next year, but depends on the finances. Those are really nice states, the Dakotas and Montana. Oh yeah, Pearl River. I know Pearl River. Hey Miranda, how's it going? It's cool that you're on here. Yeah, first live stream. Can't believe it. Thanks, Frank. Thanks a lot. I can't wait to read that. Yeah, it's supposed to be like a longer cycle, right? It's supposed to be like a longer and more diminished. So we the people have been feeding deer. That's funny. What are you gonna hunt them after? It's not a bad idea, I guess. Yeah, I've put deer food out in the winter a couple times when there was it was probably like 2010, I would say. We had a couple of bad storms, and I threw some deer food out, and it was like 20 deer in my backyard, and like, after one night, because it was like 3 feet of snow, so they had no other food. It was pretty crazy. Pearl River. I don't really know Pearl River that well. I really try to stay away from that area. I don't. During the Great Depression, they were almost hunted to extinction. Yeah, I've heard that, we the people. Yeah, I've heard that before. That's why I think people shouldn't rely on hunting, or like, shouldn't rely on hunting to get food. Yeah, that's my bunker. Yeah. I mean, bunker is whatever, your bunker could be whatever you want it to be, right? Everyone's bunker is different. No, I'm not really in a bunker. No, definitely not. I wish I had a bunker. That would be cool. Yeah, I actually worked at a bar in Rockland County. We the people. Have you ever heard of the Nyack Poorhouse? Pour, Poorhouse, Nyack Poorhouse. I worked there a couple of years ago in Nyack. It's kind of a bad area there. Thought about buying a Minuteman bunker. That's pretty funny. I wonder how much that costs. Probably very expensive, I would imagine. A couple of $1 million. Glock. Yeah, Pearl River. I mean, it's not terrible, but it's not the best place. It's one of the more dangerous areas around New York City. It's just like right outside of New York City. It's not the best area. Hey, Creative Redundancy, thanks for joining. Appreciate it. It's nice to have all you guys on here. It's cool. Oh, man. Yeah, that's true. Minuteman silo bunkers would be targeted. That's correct. Yeah, so your bunker could potentially be targeted by a nuke from Russia or something if you buy one. Yeah, that's true. We the people, the Bronx. Yep. Yeah, the Bronx is a rough area. It's definitely a rough area. Hey, we the people. I actually I worked a security gig in the Bronx for a few months down in. I did security down in one of the power plants. Actually, two of them near the Willis Bridge. I don't know if you know where that is. That's true, Vanessa. They don't target empty silos, but they may not know if they're empty or not. So, yeah, thanks for joining, guys. I really appreciate it. I want to keep these live streams going like every week if I can. Oh, Hunts Point. I know exactly where Hunts Point is. Yeah, that's a bad area now. Oh, you manage the club down there. Okay. Yeah, so you've probably encountered a lot of, crazy people down there, I bet. There's a funny story about the Bronx, actually. When I was doing my security work down there in the power plant, I'm not from New York City, so I didn't know that you can't make a right turn on red in the city because I'm, north of the city. So I was leaving my shift and it was like midnight, and I made a right on red right next to like an NYPD car. And they pulled me over because they were probably wondering like, why the hell is this guy making a right on red right next to a cop car? And it's pretty funny. I told them I didn't know I couldn't do that. And they were like really like checking my car and stuff. They thought something was wrong with me. Hey, Callahan, how's it going? Nice to see you on the chat. Yeah, Open Skies Treaty. Didn't Trump, I think Trump like canceled that recently, didn't he? I agree, Miranda. Yeah, hopefully no trolls. That could be true. We the people, you're right. Yeah, I remember down in the Bronx, there was all these street racers down there, and they're really annoying. Yeah, that Open Skies Treaty is really stupid. I never understood that thing. It's just one of those stupid diplomacy, things that they do. It's really dumb. I'm just drinking water right now. Got my Cabela's mug. Went to Cabela's. It's pretty cool. Cabela's has nice stuff. Buy an Ohio class sub. That's funny. That's a good idea. Thanks, Glock and Roll. Yeah, hit the like. That would be great. Wonder if you guys want to talk about something specific. I got a couple ideas, things we could talk about, but oh yeah, creative. Which Cabela's were you at? Which was the branch? Which one did you go to? Cabela's is a great store. The only problem is they got bought out by Bass Pro. They don't have good stuff anymore. It's crap. It's a little bit crappier. They don't have those like really good, innovative things that they used to have. Their quality went down since Bass Pro took over. They just market it towards like mainstream, hunters, but they don't have like a lot of the more specialized stuff they used to have. It's kind of a shame. Oh, you got a loophole on the Ruger 1022. Yeah. What magnification did you get on that one? Which one is that, Frank? Is that the one in Hamburg? That's the one I usually go to. Oh, 3x9. That's a good one. That's a good power. What do you usually hunt with that? Squirrel? Frank, I really like that one actually. The Hamburg store. It's awesome. It's one of my favorite Cabela's. It's actually it's probably one of the better Cabela's around the country. I think. I mean, it has that huge display. Rabbits and squirrels. Pretty cool. I've actually never had rabbit or squirrel in my life. I've heard they're good, but I never actually had it. Tastes like chicken. Yeah, Frank. It used to be a lot better. I definitely agree. They were bought out by Bass Pro Shops in like 2017, I think. They were struggling a little bit, but it's kind of a shame because Bass Pro Shops is not really a good store. They have kind of like lower grade stuff. Hey, Richard. No, I'm not raising any backyard stuff. At least I don't know what anybody else is doing. Just some dehydrated food for me. That's what I keep. Just put hot sauce on everything. That's funny. Yeah. Oh yeah, rabbit stew, Miranda. That's pretty interesting. That's interesting. Freezer full of venison. That's always good. Yeah, Frank. Bass Pro definitely turned into the Kmart of outdoors. No doubt. Yeah, they definitely. I feel like they just market towards like the more lower income bracket, I think, and not so much like the serious hunter or serious like gun enthusiast. They don't really have a good selection of stuff at Bass Pro. Oh, you had chickens, Glock and Roll? That's cool. I'd like to get maybe some chickens at some point. I got the police scanner on, but it's quiet right now. But last night, I don't know if you guys did you guys do anything for Halloween at all, but it was crazy over here. There was like some crazy police calls. I was listening to all kinds of weird stuff happening last night. A lot of domestic disturbances. Some lady was hallucinating down the main street over here. That's funny. Creative redundancy. That's funny. You gotta go get yourself a snack of some kind. I agree with you, Richard. Backyard small stock is definitely better. Yeah. I mean, yep, I definitely agree with that, Richard. That's a good point. We actually just mentioned that before. I think that I think the whole hunting thing is a little bit it's not realistic. And it's not that easy to hunt down a deer. I mean, as a lot of you guys probably know, it's not that easy to shoot a deer. They're very wary. It's not easy. You had a snowstorm, Miranda? You're up in Wisconsin, obviously, right? How far are you from, I forget where you are. You're in like Milwaukee or Green Bay? I can't remember. It's been a really busy week. Oh, Jimmy. Hey, Jimmy. How's it going? It's good to see you on here. Yeah, it looks like a lot of my best subscribers are on the channel right now on this live stream. $45 right now in South Carolina. That's probably cold for you, right? In South Carolina, that's probably like really cold for you guys, or not really? Yeah, I kind of wanted to. I had an agenda for the video tonight. I was going to talk about North Korea and the coming winter and little ice age and stuff. Thanks, Jimmy Rants. I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, I'm glad you like that. Yeah, I like to share my thoughts with people, see what they think. It's like in the 30s right now over here in New York. It's nice and crisp outside. What do you guys think about North Korea with the rockets and the missiles? It's pretty unexpected. Hey, Miranda. Yeah, Wisconsin seems to be like a really good place for deer hunting. All the farms and stuff. That's why there's so many deer over there. Yeah, PA also. Yeah, PA is crazy. I actually was driving through. Where was I going? One of those cities in close to Scranton, I think. I can't remember. It was just a dead deer on the side of the road. Like every 20 feet, there was just a dead deer. I think I saw like 10 deer just on the side of the road in like a 4-mile stretch. It was pretty crazy. Yeah, I agree with the people. Yeah, they're just I think they're all bark and no bite. I really don't think North Korea would actually do anything. The only thing that I'm worried about is if China uses North Korea as, you know, basically uses them to attack us, that's the only thing I'm worried about. But Wilkes-Barre, I don't know if it's Wilkes-Barre. Let me check the map. I'll tell you right now. I'll tell you exactly what city it was. So I drove through there, I think it was like 2 weeks ago when I went to visit my sister. I cut through Pennsylvania all the time because she lives in Virginia, so I avoid I-95 and I go through Pennsylvania. Let's see, what city was that? I think it was Stroudsburg. Yeah, I think it might have been like Stroudsburg. £200 8-point. Yeah, that is pretty big for the South. Yeah, that's pretty big. Frank, I think it was Stroudsburg. I think. I have to double check. Good night, Richard. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Good night, Creative. I'm on your poop list. Sorry about that. Yeah, I had to. I didn't know you were over there. Wow. I didn't know. Yeah, I mean, I pass through there all the time. Next time I go down, I'll definitely stop in. I didn't know. I thought maybe you were further away. Yeah, I go through that way. I just started going through that way. Oh, really? In Dingman's? Oh, yeah. I know exactly where that is. Dingman's Ferry, right? So, yeah, I'm a little bit worried about North Korea being used by China. That's the only thing and I think that maybe Kim Jong-un would get refuge in China. I don't know. What do you guys think? Yeah, I agree with Glock and Roll. Yeah, you got to show us some scenery. Oh, you're in Bushkill. Oh my gosh, you're near the Bushkill Falls. I know exactly where that is. That's a big tourist area, right near the Delaware Water Gap. Hey, Glock and Roll, have you ever like had any situations with a Bigfoot out there in Oregon? You ever see anything weird? Listening to my scanner. It's pretty dead tonight. There's no calls or anything for the last hour. I haven't heard any police calls over here at all. It's pretty unusual.
On the internet, wind advisory.
Weird noises from the woods, Glock and Roll. Oh, wow. So you're 5 minutes from Bushkill Falls, Frank. Oh, wow. Yeah. I didn't know you were that close. I literally I drove through there, actually. I drove down 209. I take 84, and then I go down 209. I go through Milford, and then I go down 209, and then I try to get on to 78. Wow, so you're right there. I definitely gotta stop in next time. Next time I'm gonna be going through is around Christmas, so maybe we'll meet up because you're right there. So, oh hey, we the people, you were at Smalley's. That's funny. Yes, yeah, Smalley's is very close. Yeah, Smalley's is very close. Yeah. Yeah, I've been there. I've been there a few times. That's the haunted bar. In case you guys don't know, Smalley's, it's like a little bar over near where I live. It's like haunted. You can look it up online. Hey, Callahan. No, I am not a ham operator. I didn't take my license test yet. I just listen to the radio. I don't actually call in, though. $15 by car. Okay. Yeah, I agree with you, Miranda, about Putin. I definitely think Putin is a danger. He's definitely a crazy guy. There's no doubt about it. I mean, Putin was a KGB. You know, I don't know if you guys know that story about Putin, where he after the fall of the Berlin Wall, he was like a KGB agent, and he was stationed at the embassy, I think, in East Berlin or something. And when all the Germans came and they were trying to retake East Berlin, he like stood outside with a pistol and threatened to like shoot anybody who tried to overtake and destroy the East German embassy or something. I don't know if you guys heard that story, but that kind of gives you an insight into his personality. You know, the guy's a hardline Soviet. You know, Soviet. He's back. He's stuck in that era. You know, he can't get out of the Soviet Union days. You know, he's stuck in that era. Miranda, haunted? How? Well, actually, the bar itself, it's a little bar. It's called Smalley's. I'll write it in the chat. I'll tell you what town it is. It's in Carmel, New York. Smalley's in Carmel, New York. And the bar is actually built on top of an old cemetery. So when you go downstairs into the cellar, you can actually see like where they built on top of like the old cemetery. Like the foundation is raised. It's pretty creepy. Yeah, Putin is definitely no joke. Oh, ham test is easy. Okay, that's good to know. I gotta get around to it. I definitely got to get around to it. Yeah, I agree with you, Frank, for sure. Really, he's more like a mafia don. That's really interesting. That's could you text me that psych eval or where you read that? I'd like to read up on that. He's always a fascinating character to study. Oh wow, Miranda, 100 years old. Oh boy. I hope you have a lot of crosses hanging up on the walls. Callahan, oh, you got your tech license last year? Okay. I'm gonna look into that. I've been so busy just with my career, studying for some tests in my career, and so I kind of fell off with that. I didn't know it lasted 10 years. That's really good. I think it's kind of dumb that you need a license. I mean, you should be able to just use it. It's, you know, but everything's regulated today. Okay, thanks, Glock and Roll. Okay, that's good. That's good to know. Yeah, I'm gonna do that, definitely. I don't want to waste my time or money either. It's kind of privileged information. Okay, I see what you mean. The fireman test. Yeah, I could do that. I don't know if I'm too old though. I'm gonna be 34, believe it or not, in a couple weeks. 23rd, I'm gonna be 34. But I have some friends that took the fireman test. They scored really high, but they didn't get called up. It's like really hard to get in. You got to basically get like 100 on the test. There's so many people that try to get in. Yeah, fireman test would be cool. Oh, 29 is the cutoff. Oh my gosh, that's early. That's really early. Yeah. So I'm getting too old. I don't feel old. I feel young. I feel great. I mean, I don't really. Age is just a number. You know, you could be 29 years old and be in worse shape than someone who's 49 years old. I actually have a friend of mine who's he's actually still bouncing. He's a door guy at a bar, and he's like in his late 40s, and he's in great shape. He's still strong, still manhandling, 20-year-olds. Yeah, 35 for most PD jobs. Yeah, that's correct. That's right. Oh, Pennsylvania State Police. I never looked into them, actually. I may have to take a look. I mean, I'm pretty comfortable with what I do now. It's more office work, though, so it's a little dull sometimes. If you've been in campground area with FRS. Oh, okay. I see what you mean. Callahan. Yeah, we the people. Yeah, corrections is definitely easier to get into. That's true. Yeah, I have a lot of friends that started their career with corrections and then moved on to being a deputy. Do I have land? Not that much. I'd like to get a separate piece of property in the next few years. I want to get some land. I don't know where. I was thinking West Virginia. West Virginia is a really good state to buy land. The taxes are extremely low, and it's a very secluded area. There's tons of national forest land. But yeah, I don't have land right now, but I'd like to get something. I just gotta, I got a lot of other stuff going on right now, so that's gonna have to wait for a little while. Yeah, Kentucky's a great place. I've heard a lot of good things about Tennessee too. A lot of people I know that travel to Tennessee, they say it's a really, really great place. People there are really nice in Tennessee, I heard. Oh, you worked in Rikers for 5 years. Oh, wow. Now, We the People, did you hear that I heard that they're shutting down Rikers now, and they're gonna have jails in the 5 boroughs in each borough? That's crazy. I don't know why they want to do that. That's funny, Frank. You had your excitement. Oh, Dill, you've been to Tennessee a lot? That's awesome. That's great. I haven't been there yet, but I just heard so many good things about it. There's a lot of, it's also the Appalachians are right there, so it's just tons of opportunities for, outdoor stuff if you're into that. Hey, Jimmy, 20 acres in Texas. That would be really cool. Yeah, I wouldn't disclose that. Definitely want to keep that secret. That's really awesome. That's something I would love to do at some point. That would be ideal. Have you guys ever watched the Doomsday? There was a Doomsday Preppers episode, and this guy from Salt Lake City, he had a bunch of land outside of Salt Lake City, and he built like a bunker underground, and he had like a hatch where he had to hike like 15 miles to get there, and it was all through like national forest property. I mean, that's like a ideal prepper compound. If I were to have one, it'd be something like that. Oh wow, it smelled horrible in Rikers. Wow, I believe it. I believe it. I have a buddy of mine who's he's a sergeant in the NYPD, and he He told me not to do corrections. He says to avoid it. He said it's like being in jail yourself. Yeah, Frank, you should share that story you shared with me today when we were texting earlier. You should share that story, definitely. Glock and roll. How would he stock his compound? Yeah, I don't know. It could have just been a gimmick for the show, you know. Could have been a gimmick for the show. Yeah, Frank was telling me a story. I guess he almost got carjacked. And he was telling me a story. A bunch of thugs from New York City came all the way out in Pennsylvania, and they wanted his truck or something, I guess. And luckily, the trooper came by, and it's pretty crazy. That was a crazy story. Yeah, Jesse Ventura conspiracy theory was good. Yeah, I don't know if you guys know, but Jesse Ventura is actually an atheist. That's the only thing that I disagree with him on, because I'm pretty staunchly Christian. But he's got some interesting theories about stuff. Jesse Ventura, he's definitely has an interesting perspective on things. I'll say that. You're buzzed, Frank. That's funny. That's funny. I should get a drink myself. Just got water right now, though. Oh, Jimmy, they wanted you to go on Doomsday Preppers? I didn't know that. Yeah, I imagine they have to do a ton of filming. Yeah, We the People. You know what it is? I think with his atheism, I think maybe it has more to do with his distrust in religious institutions. I don't know. I think that's probably where it stems from. Yeah, he's definitely a pretty badass dude. He was in the Buds or whatever. I don't know too much about his background. All I know is he was a Navy SEAL, right? Yeah, his conspiracy theory was cool. He brought the whole FEMA camp thing out there for. He brought the whole FEMA camp thing out there on TV. Your video's freezing, Callahan? That's weird. Huh. I have a really good internet connection here. I have a high-speed internet. I specifically ordered high-speed internet because I work remotely sometimes. So I work from home. I got to have a good connection. Ventura was a SEAL post-Vietnam. Yeah, I heard that. Yeah. Yeah, I agree, Jimmy. It definitely opened a lot of eyes. That's for sure. I agree with that. Oh, you were raised Catholic? Yeah, I'm actually Catholic myself. I think a lot of people were Catholic are leaving the church. I'm going to stick with the church though. But I can understand why some people leave it. That's awesome, Jimmy. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm fine being Catholic. I don't mind it. Yeah, I'm a little concerned about this winter. I've been reading some forecasts. Looks like, I don't know if you guys ever go on. There's some good YouTube channels for weather. You can get some good free weather forecasts. But this one channel I was watching, they were saying that there's going to be a pretty strong winter, especially for the Northeast and Midwest. Looks like I'm actually oh, you used to go to St. James? Oh, yeah, I know exactly. You mean St. James in Carmel, right? Right on the lake. Hey, Miranda. Yeah, I know you were raised Catholic. Wow, 14 below, Jimmy. That's crazy. That's really cold. Was that at a high elevation? What elevation was that at? Hey, Mrs. Rance. Nice to see you. How are you guys doing over there? And you guys are still in Colorado, right? Wow, 6,800 feet. That's high. That's really high. Yeah, Frank. Yep, we're supposed to get slammed. It's supposed to be cold and snowy. Yep, that's what I'm worried about. Um, yeah, I'm worried about that. Hey, we the people. Yeah, Lake Glenetta. That's right. Wow, such a small world. That's funny. Um, I've heard of Don Bosch Prep. Yeah, I've heard of them. Colorado Springs. Okay. Hey, Jimmy, you're not too far from NORAD, right? Yeah, I'm actually looking at the National Weather Service page right now, and it's pretty crazy. There's frost advisories all the way down to Alabama. I wish I could share my screen, but I couldn't set it up. You went to high school at Don Bosch Prep. Oh, wow. Isn't that supposed to be like a more expensive school? I live about 30 miles from NORAD. Yeah, that's got to be pretty scary living so close to a nuclear target. It must be really nice out there, though, in Colorado. I mean, all the mountains and stuff. I mean, that must be really cool. Oh, Frank. Oh, I didn't know that. That's pretty cool. I actually didn't even know that. Yeah, Polish people are very Catholic. It's an extremely Catholic country. It's like there's churches everywhere. Oh, it was free. That's always good. Yeah, Jimmy. It sounds like a paradise. I mean, it sounds like a paradise for sure. I want to go out west. Maybe it would be nice to live there too. Um, thanks, we the people. I'll be in touch. Oh, you're Irish, huh? Irish people are cool. Ireland's a nice country. Oh wow, Mass Daily. Yeah, that's a lot of people do that. You have a 9mm, Miranda? I didn't know you had a 9mm. That's definitely a good choice, especially for a female. It looks like there's frost advisories and there's a freeze warning in Alabama right now. Birmingham, Alabama is supposed to go down to 33 tonight. It's pretty. Some of these temperatures are pretty pretty crazy for this time of year, especially when you think about the Gulf Coast. There's frost advisories like pretty much almost down to Pensacola and Mobile, Alabama. It's pretty wild. Yeah, recoil is definitely not something that, if you're not good at tolerating recoil, it can cause a flinch. But I try not to like fear recoil. That's what I try to like. If you start to get scared, you're gonna flinch. You just have to take it. You just have to accept the fact that it's gonna hurt. And that's the only way you can shoot accurately with a heavy recoiling weapon. Yeah, it says here, I wish I could share my screen, but I couldn't get my software to work tonight. I'm going to try to fix it this week, but it says here, temperatures falling into the low to mid 30s across Mobile and Pensacola. So sensitive outdoor plants may be damaged or killed. That's pretty crazy for this time of year, for the cold air to go so far south. That's really crazy. Hey, catcher on the rye bread. That's a funny name you have there. I agree with your hubby. I agree with Jimmy. 357. That's actually what I want to get my fiance. I want to get her a Smith & Wesson 640 in 357 and give her some 38 specials, just because it's got no hammer on it, so it doesn't snag on anything, and then she can keep it in her purse, or in her little backpack that she carries to work. And then she could use the 357s if we're on a trail and we're hiking and she runs into a bear or something. Yeah, Miranda, 357s have a lot of recoil. If you're not used to recoil, it can be pretty shocking. Yeah, 9mm ammo will definitely be plentiful. There's no doubt about that. Glock and Roll, when am I going to introduce her? She's in a few of my videos. She's kind of more in the background though, but I'll introduce her sometime soon. She's actually sleeping right now. Passed out, cold, long week. Yeah, 357s can definitely stop a black bear for sure. Especially if you use the right bullets, like hard casts. That's what makes 357 really good, because it's versatile. You can have the 38 special for urban city carry, and then you can use a 357 for the woods, the full power loads. Glock 20 is your woods gun, we the people. What caliber do you use in the Glock 20? I'm curious. Hey, catcher on the rye bread. That's a good point. If it gets stuck in the purse, just shoot through it. That's a really good piece of advice. Thanks for sharing that. That's good to know. I'm definitely going to tell my fiance that. That's definitely good to know. Hey, Frank. Model 66 in a 3-inch barrel. Okay, I'm going to look into that actually. 10mm. Okay, 10mm. That's pretty powerful. Yeah, 15 rounds of 10mm. I mean, it's a lot of firepower. Definitely good enough for a black bear with the right bullets. What kind of bullets do you use? You should check out Underwood ammo. They have a lot of good penetrating bullets. That's what you need for black bear. Ruger Service 6. Okay, I'm gonna look that one up. Yeah, I've heard of that one. Yeah, buffalo bore is definitely good. I've used buffalo bore in my 4570. They're definitely good. Good company. I'm actually in the process of building out a 300 Win Mag right now. So I'm hoping it's ready for the springtime. I want to take it out to 1,000 yards. There's a new range that opened up near me. There's a 1,000-yard range. I'd like to try to go out to 1,000 yards in the spring once it's built. I really want to. I really like long range shooting. It's a very interesting sport. Hey Miranda, you think they're gonna ban AKs? Yeah, it's possible they may ban AKs or semi-autos. That's definitely possible. Glock and roll, the 1,000-yard range. I think it's actually up to a mile. It's in the Catskill Mountains. I don't know if you know where the Catskill Mountains are, but it's probably about an hour's north of me. They're owned by a bunch of ex-law enforcement SWAT guys. They opened up a range. They charge like 30 an hour. They have a bunch of targets set up. They have steel out to 1,000 yards, different ranges like 600, 700 yards. Yeah, We the People. It's not in Putnam. It's if you're interested, it's called Sheepdog Warrior. You can look them up. It's Sheepdog Warrior is the name of the range. They're near. They're in Greene County or Ulster County, somewhere up there near Windham, I think. Oh, that's funny, Glock and roll. Sorry, I'm getting confused here. Yeah, you know what's interesting about the gun confiscation? I've had a lot of talks with this about people, and I remember one of my friends, we had a conversation about it, and he kind of got me to see something that I didn't realize before. And we were talking about, this was years ago when Hillary Clinton was running for re-election, and he told me that they're going to ban guns and confiscate them all. And I said, there's no way you're going to be able to confiscate, guns from, people. And he said, well, they're not going to do it by force. They're going to make it basically illegal. So, if you're caught in possession of a assault rifle or semi-automatic, you're going to be charged with a felony. And I think that's what they would do. They're not going to go and confiscate them, or they'll probably do some kind of buybacks. Hey, Jimmy. Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that. I actually had this conversation with Frank. I told him that basically because I live in New York, most of my experiences with like revolvers, lever guns, bolt actions, that's like, I shoot a lot of those types of weapons, the more manually operated ones, pump action shotguns, just because everything is illegal here. So I've had to basically resort to revolvers and more manually operated weapons. I have a 4570 Marlin, which is a lot of powerful gun. Oh, hey, Glock and roll. Daughter just bought first AR. That's pretty cool. What caliber? What caliber did she get, or did you buy for her? Yeah, the SAFE Act is stupid. New York SAFE Act is really. Oh, 5.56. Okay. 5.56. That's a good choice. Yeah, the New York SAFE Act, if a lot of you guys don't know what that is, it's the maximum capacity is like the SAFE Act like changed a lot of the gun laws in New York and it made it a lot stricter. Oh, she's 26 and ex-military. Oh, wow. Okay. Oh, yeah, so she knows what she's doing. That's cool. What branch of the military was she in? I'm just curious. Let's see here. King Cuomo surrounded by armed bodyguards 24/7. Yeah. Yeah, and he actually used taxpayer funds to fly his helicopter from his mansion in Westchester all the way to Albany for meetings on the taxpayer dollars. Pretty crazy. Oh, Army Intel. Okay, that's definitely a good field. Good thing to get into. Intelligence is definitely a good career choice. Yeah, Chris Cuomo. Yeah, he's really dumb. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Chris Cuomo either. It's funny. My mom actually, she used to work in Manhattan. She said she saw Chris Cuomo once, walking down the street with his daughters somewhere. It's pretty interesting. No worries, Frank. No worries. Did you run into any bears over there and when you let the dogs out?
Highs in the upper 40s.
Just scanning through my frequencies here. Haven't seen a bear in a while. Oh, wow. We get a lot of bears over here, believe it or not. There's been a lot of bear sightings here the last like 10 years. They're actually they opened up hunting for bears a couple of years ago up here where I am. So they're making a comeback.
Impacts, frost and freeze conditions will kill crops, another sensitive vegetation, and possibly damage unprotected outdoor plumbing. Take steps now to protect tender plants from the cold.
Hey, we the people. Yes, Putnam is only shotgun, right? It's still shotgun. It's not rifle.
Those that have ground sprinkler systems should drain them and cover above ground pipes to protect them from freezing. And now the hourly information for the greater Northeast.
Hey, Frank, I got your Molson Golden. Your picture of the Molson Golden. That's funny. I like Molson. Molson's good beer. Molson Golden was one of my favorites growing up. I used to drink that one a lot.
The pressure was 13.24 inches in rising around the Monticello and Poughkeepsie area. Throughout the region, temperatures were between 34 and 36 degrees. In Stewart Field,
Thanks, Frank. Yeah, send me those pictures. That would be cool to see.
it was cloudy. Looking around the Northeast, it was mostly cloudy with a temperature of 38 at Burlington and 34 at Buffalo.
Jimmy, I agree. Yeah,
Cloudy with a temperature of 43.
I agree with you 100%.
It was
It's just not realistic to go out there and try to hunt. I mean, aside from killing all the deer, it's not even that easy to do. Unless it's just like suburban deer that hang out outside people's houses. Those are easy to pick off. Cougars are freaky. Are there a lot of cougars up there by you, Glock and Roll, up there in Oregon? I'm pretty sure there's a lot of cougars, right? Hey, we the people. Yeah, you used to hunt behind Putnam Hospital, huh? Yeah, there's a lot of reservoir property over there. Where behind the hospital? Actually, I'm curious. Oh, some cougars. Yeah, one is enough. I was actually watching this crazy video. This guy was getting stalked by a cougar. I think he was a hiker. And the cougar was like following him and it was really creepy. The cougar was just like standing like 10 feet away. And then it started like getting closer and like he had to like actually like shoot it, I think. Or I think he was a bow hunter actually. Yeah. If you search on YouTube, there's this guy, he's bow hunting somewhere. I don't know exactly where, but and this cougar's like stalking him and stuff, and it's just really weird. He ends up having to shoot it with his bow. Hey, Glock and Roll, what's on my list of stuff that I'm tracking? Yeah, Ebola. I was actually going to do a video about pandemics, and North Korea for sure. The coming winter is on my radar. This winter and the next couple of winters, I'm definitely concerned about that. And yeah, Ebola, any kind of pandemic, you know, one of the things that really worries me, if there was like a pandemic in this country, I feel that our rights would be totally stripped away because they would want to contain the spread of the virus or whatever it is. And I feel like they would just institute like curfews and states of emergencies and stuff and quarantine people. I'm going to do a video about that, actually, about pandemics and stuff like that, because I feel that that's not really talked about enough by preppers. Hey, Jimmy. Oh, wow. 5 years of food. That's incredible. That's really good. Yeah, that's really good supply there. That's a really good supply. I wish I had that much. I only have like a few weeks actually of food storage, believe it or not. I'm trying to build that up. I'd like to get up to like 6 months of food storage. It's just so hard because, you know, it's a lot of money, but definitely I want to build up to that level. 5 years of food storage, that's a lot. Where do you store all that food? Do you store it at like a separate location or in your house? Hey, Frank, bobcats. Yeah, we get a lot of bobcats here too. We the People, aluminum boat across the reservoir, shot a 6-pointer. Interesting. Yeah, I've been fishing over there before. There's some big trout there. My friend used to catch some big trout, catch like a 15-pound trout. Stored in many places, Jimmy. That's good. Yeah, that's good that you do that. I think we talked about that before. Yeah, you definitely want to rotate. You don't want to have it all in one place because then you're asking for trouble. Yeah, 2020 is definitely, there's only one side that has proved they can be violent if they don't get their way. Yeah, I definitely agree with you, Frank. Yeah, I think if the left loses, it's going to be bad. I think there's definitely going to be some rioting. I think if Trump gets reelected, there's definitely going to be people like rioting and stuff. I could definitely see that. Yeah, rice is good. Yeah, rice is good. So yeah, the West Coast is definitely the center of Antifa for sure. Hey, Glock and Roll, what's the nearest city to you? Are you close to Seattle? We the People. No one can beat Trump. That's funny. It's true, though, actually. Seems like no one can beat him, for sure. Yeah, Trump is definitely he knows what he's doing. He's good at politics. He knows how to play the game. He knows how to manipulate and you know, he knows how to communicate. Portland, 45 miles. Oh, wow. Okay. Portland, is that a big city? How many people live in Portland? It's not really a huge city, right? It's not that crowded over there. Okay, foothills of Mount Hood. I know where Mount Hood is for sure. Yeah, that's a good point, Jimmy. Yeah, if you would do the add water foods, you're talking about like dehydrated foods, right? Yeah, you can't go wrong with beans and sugar and stuff. Wheat. Yeah, that's definitely a good thing to have. I think a lot of preppers also forget about fruits and vegetables. I think a lot of us tend to focus about like calories and protein and macronutrients, but we forget about all the vitamins and minerals that we need. I think one thing that concerns me if there's a SHTF is nutrient deficiencies, because eating rice and beans all the time, it doesn't give you any vitamins. You need to have fruits and vegetables to get all the different vitamins, and you have to have a variety. So you gotta have multivitamins. You gotta stock multivitamins. Yep, that's right. That's what I do. I stock multivitamins. If you guys ever study, I mean, it's pretty common knowledge, but back in the day, two of the most common things that like sailors used to get were scurvy and rickets. Scurvy is lack of vitamin C, and rickets is from lack of vitamin D. And I think that after SHTF, there would probably be a lot of people with rickets and scurvy, just because you're not going to get the same quality of food that you do now. You're not going to, all that food that you store, you're not going to get the same quality. It's not fresh. It's not like, you can store food, and you can store beans and stuff, but it's not the same as biting into a fresh apple, or eating a fresh orange. That's gonna be like gold, fresh fruits and vegetables. Hey Jimmy, we bought tons of number 10 cans of different fruits. Need a new house to store that. That's funny. That's great. That's really good. That's really good. Yeah, canned veggies are an easy win. Yeah, you can definitely plant fruit trees. The only thing with that is that it's only, there's certain seasons where the fruit ripens, so it's usually only a small window of time where the fruit is ripe and you can pick it, and then the rest of the year it's not there. I think dehydrated fruit is a really good thing. That's what I'm stocking up on, is a lot of dehydrated fruits and dehydrated meats too. Dehydrated meats. Oh wow, Jimmy, I didn't know that. Yeah, I saw a lot of the common stores now, like Home Depot. They're starting to sell a lot more survival stuff, which just tells you the mood of people in the country, that people are really focused on survival and prepping, even like normal people. Oh, apples and apricots. Yeah, I love apricots. Apricots are really good. That's awesome, man. Yeah, everyone's on the prepper bandwagon now. I think after all these hurricanes, like Hurricane Sandy and Matthew, then there was that really bad one, Irma. After all these hurricanes, people started realizing that canning. I gotta research more about canning. I don't really know much about it. I gotta read more about how to do that. Do we have groups? Yeah, I don't really have any groups here. I mean, there's a couple people I've met through YouTube. Most of them you see here in the chat, but there's not that many groups out here, I would say. Yeah, not many groups. Yeah, that's funny, people. Yeah, I guess that's one thing that a lot of people don't like about groups, is that they don't trust other people, so they don't want to get together with other people. That's true, Frank. You're right. Water is definitely for cooking. As long as you have a good supply of water, you should have plenty of water to rehydrate the food. If you live in the east, there's plenty of water. Is Prepper Nurse by me? No, actually, Prepper Nurse is all the way on the other side of the state. I think he's somewhere out by Rochester, which is like 7 or 8 hours away, 6 hours away from me. He's all the way out on the western side of New York State. I'm closer to New York City. I'm like north of New York City, so we're on the opposite sides of the state. But hey, Jason Outdoors, how do you bug out during a civil war? That's a good question. That's a really good question. I probably wouldn't really bug out during a civil war. I would just stay put. That's a good point, Jimmy. Yeah, canning will definitely preserve it longer. Oh, my neck. Oh, man. Thanks, Glock and Roll. That's really kind of you. That's really kind. Yeah, Prepper Nurse is a pretty cool guy. I had a talk with him about Frank. He's a 9/11 truther. What do you guys think about 9/11? You guys think that it could potentially be something weird about it, or you guys are mostly convinced it was Al Qaeda? Thanks, Glock and Roll. That's really cool. That's really cool. Yeah, I think probably would have to battle bands of marauders by the time I get to Oregon, but whole nother chat. That's funny. Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. There's a lot of people that have mixed feelings about 9/11. I mean, I'm kind of on the fence. I don't know. Don't go down the rabbit hole. Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of people that are really intrigued by that whole situation. I think there's just a lot of stuff the government keeps secret from us. I think the government knows a lot of stuff. The military, they definitely have a lot of secrets about different things. They probably know about aliens too. I think they definitely know about aliens, in my opinion, but I could be wrong. Hey, yeah, we the people. Yeah. I've heard different stories about 9/11. Okay, Jimmy. Good to see you too. Thanks for coming by. Hope to see you next time. I'll probably do this every week, so take care. Stay warm over there. Yeah, the government definitely treats us like kids. There's no doubt about it. I mean, we don't know anything. Everything's a secret, so they don't know. They keep a lot of secrets from us. There's no doubt about it. Yeah, that's true. We the people. That's true. What do you guys think about the? Now, one of my friends was telling me that Afghanistan is like, obviously it's common knowledge, but Afghanistan's like a big opium producer. There's a lot of people that think that the U.S. went to Afghanistan because of the heroin or something like that, but it's pretty crazy. Fast buzzkill. Yeah, I've heard most of the theories about 9/11. the conspiracies. I've heard pretty much all of them. Yeah, exactly. The poppy fields are big money. Well, there's a lot of people that think that, the drug war is just kind of, it's never going to end, because it makes money for the government. But, they're all mixed in with the cartels and stuff. I don't know how true that is, but there's a lot of people that think that way. Do you guys think that Trump is going to lose? That would be catastrophic if he lost. I wonder what would happen. Yeah, I don't know. Lose to one of the Democrats. I don't know. Maybe Joe Biden. Or Elizabeth Warren. Yeah. I mean, if anything's possible. I mean, the one thing about the first election, he was going up against Hillary Clinton, who had a lot of baggage, and plus it was already 8 years of Obama, so he had everything in his favor. So I think it's going to be a little bit harder for him to win now. I'm not saying he can't win. I'm just saying that I think there's more challenge for him to win, especially because of a lot of the middle voters. They may be a little upset with him over the whole Muslim ban thing and all that stuff. So we'll see what happens. I'm not 100% convinced that Trump is going to win. I hope he does, but I got to prepare either way. I can't put all my eggs into the Trump basket, unfortunately. Yeah, I agree with you, Glock and Roll. The Republic is done either way. It doesn't matter. It's just a slow downward spiral. You'll bet your pension on it. That's funny. Thanks, Frank. That's awesome. Yeah, you got to buy us some Molson Golden. That's really good beer. That would be cool, Frank. I'll be right back, guys. I'm just going to get something to drink. Just got a little wine cooler here. It's Corona Refresca. It's my fiance drinks that, but I don't have any beer in the fridge. I actually don't even drink that much. I really don't drink that much. I'm kind of a health freak. Can't get my friends serious about prepping. Yeah, most people I know are not really. Most of my friends are not really preppers. It's really only you guys that are preppers. Commie, New Jersey, yeah. New Jersey sucks. I hate New Jersey. I don't even like driving through there. It's so crowded. I was talking with Frank about it earlier. When you go into like Newark and like that crowded area in New Jersey, it's just freaking terrible. And like Trenton, all those areas are just, they're so crowded. Like I feel like New Jersey is worse than New York City. It's so crowded there. It's just like nothing but steel and concrete. There's no trees or anything. It sucks. Yeah, Idaho is full of preppers. Yeah, I'm sure it is. I'm sure Idaho is full of preppers. Isn't that where the Unabomber? I think the Unabomber lived in Idaho. He got like a cabin over there or something. Yeah, yeah, it smells like crap. All those landfills and stuff. Oh my gosh, it's a disaster. I don't know how people live there. I mean, I don't mean to sound like mean or anything, but I couldn't live in New Jersey. It's just so crowded. You literally have no property. There's no. I mean, you can't even go anywhere. You have to drive like hours, just to get to some decent forest land. Yeah, I think New York City and New Jersey is like the worst place to be if there's a SHTF. I mean, the metro area is just so huge, and if you consider like New Jersey, New York City, Long Island, southwestern Connecticut, you take all those big metro areas together, you're talking about like 20 million people jammed into, a small area. Oh wow, a lot of Californians. Yeah. Yeah, I actually grew up on Long Island. If you guys don't know, Long Island is where I grew up, and I'll never go back. I'll never go back to anything like Long Island at all. It sucked. Yeah, Wyoming is sparse. Yeah. Um, yeah, I grew up in Nassau County. Yep, I grew up in Nassau County. It's horrible. I mean, it was nice when I was younger and I was a kid, because I had a lot of parks and my friends were close by. But once I got into like high school, I just hated it. There was nowhere for me to go. Like there was no woods, nowhere to go shooting. It sucked. I didn't like it. It's just too crowded. Yeah, Christmas time, New York City's nice. Yeah, I mean it's nice to go to the city just to visit, but living there, it's a whole nother animal. I mean, just to go like 1 mile, it takes like 40 minutes. The traffic is horrendous. It's catastrophically bad. The traffic is crazy. Uh, oh, Jones Beach. Yeah, I love Jones Beach. I go fishing there a lot. Actually, it's really good fishing out there. Jones Beach is awesome. Eastern Oregon, field station, 150 miles from the nearest city. Wow. Is there a hospital over there? What happens if you needed medical attention? That's really. I heard Eastern Oregon is a really nice area, though. Population of 11. Wow. Surf fishing at Montauk. Yeah, yeah. I've actually never been fishing in Montauk yet, but it's on my list of things to do. I just live so far away from Montauk. It's just the hotels in Montauk are crazy. It's like $200, $300, $400 a night. I mean, it's ridiculous. Unless you're gonna camp out there, you can't really afford it. wine cooler's pretty good. Yeah, you got to camp on the beach. Yeah, I just hate camping on the beach, especially like Long Island in the summertime. There's so many mosquitoes. That's the only thing that I don't like to do. I just hate mosquitoes. They seem to love my blood. How much is unleaded? Yeah, sorry I had to make this live stream so late. It's been a really busy week for me. I had a lot of stuff going on, but I'm going to try to do this at 10 o'clock Eastern time every week. So, yeah, I agree, Frank. It is a shame. Yeah, I paid, I think it's going for like 253 where I am. 323. Oh my gosh. That's just for gasoline. That's crazy. Why is it so expensive over there in Oregon? 275. That's a decent amount. Oh man. $323. That's a lot of money, man. Do you guys remember when it was like $1 a gallon? Those days are long gone. I don't think they'll ever come back. I wanted to show you guys something. I'm gonna go get something real quick. Got this lantern. It's a Streamlight. I don't know what the name of it is. It's pretty cool. It was only like $30, $40. It takes a D battery